Hi, Luna, sweet girl. Hold on. We gotta see if we're live. Hold on. Let's see. How do we see? We're using this new technology. I think we're live. Are you giving your mommy kisses? Okay, I love you too. All right, hold on. We gotta see if we're here. We have to see if we're here. Hey, everyone. Ooh, Luna Bell. Luna's joining me tonight. Okay, let's see. We're going to give it a minute because I know it takes people a little bit of time to join. Okay. What does this mean here? Oh, okay. Hello. Okay, we see some people are here, Luna. I just don't know how to make this bigger so that I can see. Okay, here's what I'm going to do before we start. Good. Say hi, everyone. Say hi, I'm Luna. So for those of you who do not know, Luna is our rescue dog from Mexico that we've been trying to get here since the first week of March. And so she was a beach dog, and I fell in love with her when Scott and I were down there vacationing. And so she needed a home, and look at those ears. And so we've been working since March to get her to the US, and so many of you helped get her here. And so she had a traumatic week last week when she had to fly from Cancun to Mexico City, and then she got stuck in Mexico City for like 3 days, which was really terrible. And then she got a flight Thursday from Mexico City to Chicago, and then two of my high school friends coordinated an effort to get her because I was in meetings all day on Thursday. So she has totally adapted. She is a little jealous girl. So like if she's up here and she's wanting to be petted, and then George or Sophie comes up, she will do like a little snappy thing at him because she is super, super jealous. Yeah, we've got to come up with a middle name for her. And she just like wants to sleep and lay on us all of the time. Her the pretty girl. Okay. All right, I'm going to put you down for a minute, okay? All right. There you go. So what I'm going to do is hop on here in a minute on my phone because it will actually tell me who's on here. I'm using StreamYard. Hold on just a second. Let me get this plugged in so people can see me a little better, Luna. There. So I'm using StreamYard, which means I should be going live in. Oh, yeah. See here, I got to turn this down. Oh, I see now. Hey, hi, Callie and Hannah. Michelle and Kara, Laura, Leanne, I see you all. Awesome. Okay. So for those of you who are joining me, if you're in my Facebook group, because I'm streaming to my Facebook group, which is the She Finds Joy Facebook group right now, but I'm also streaming to my personal page because I have a ton of teachers on my personal page, and not all of them are over in my She Finds Joy Facebook group. That being said, as you guys know, the She Finds Joy Facebook group is not just for teachers. It's for any woman or very strong man who wants to level up their life, right? Who wants to kind of take up more space in the world and play in the arena of bigness and increase their happiness levels and shift their lives in really big ways. And so, but because I have two businesses, I have Strobel Education, which is my education business, and then I have Kim Strobel, which is my happiness coaching business. From time to time, I will be coming in here and just, doing tips that might be a little more specifically related to teachers. But if you're not a teacher, you will still walk away with some information. But because I run two different businesses and we launch different things in both businesses throughout the year, sometimes my Facebook Live videos might be really a little more teacher oriented. And then other times they're for everyone. So I don't know if y'all saw my little title, but I just want to talk a little bit about teacher stress and teacher anxiety, because last week we did an email out to our email list and we had hundreds of people respond, and we asked them, what was their biggest challenge right now. And so many of the teachers said it is all the uncertainty and not having a plan. And the administrators are also feeling stressed because, you know, they want to be able to give their teachers a plan, and it's just really hard to do right now. The other thing that was really coming to the forefront was they are really concerned about their inability to really develop that deep sense of connection and relationships with their students if they are more on an online classroom. And for me, I was worried about that too when a bunch of my keynotes, turned to virtual keynotes. And I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to really be able to engage the crowd and like feel the energy of the crowd if I'm just sitting here in my office doing this behind a computer screen? But I will tell you that some of my virtual keynotes have actually been maybe even more powerful than the live ones, because of the teachers have the ability to comment in the chat section, and they are able to really kind of reveal their vulnerabilities, and I can kind of strategically coach them. So, a lot of this is definitely centered around uncertainty, not knowing how we're really going to be able to teach our students in a way that we feel is really helping and making a difference, and getting them to get the necessary skills that they need to get, along with all of the social and emotional stuff. I'm just trying to think. We had a whole summary. A lot of it was accountability, communication, those kinds of things. So one of the things that I know about teachers and teaching is that teachers know how to do hard things. And we've had to do hard things now for a really long time. I know for me, back when I was in the classroom and teaching and I had the summer off, which, you do get some of the summer off. And I always laid my head down on the pillow at night and felt like I was a really good mom that day, because, I didn't have the stress of my job over me. And I was, playing with my kid. Every day we got up, we went outside and played, we jumped on the trampoline, we went fishing, we packed up the car and went to the country club pool, we swam all day, like we played in the evening. Are you crying, Luna? Why are you crying? Come here, you big whiny baby girl. She's crying. And so we were able to do so many of those things that I didn't feel like I had as much time and energy during the school year when I had all of the stress and all of the hours that I was putting into my job. And I always tell people this, that teaching, I think, let me let her out because hold on. Come here, baby girl. You a crybaby little girl is what you are. You a crybaby. I think that teaching is one of the most, I always say this, it's one of the most noble, sacred professions. And some of you parents who might be watching, you got a teeny tiny taste of what it was like to feel somewhat responsible for your kids' education when you were schooling them from home. And so while teaching is, I think, a very heart-centered, mission-minded profession, I call an ace an ace. And the bottom line is it's also a really, really hard profession for teachers. And for me, I would start getting anxiety around the second week of July. June was great, right? It was wide open. I'm having fun with the kids. We're doing all this stuff. And then July would start to set in and I'd start to feel my anxiety and, I got to go back and somehow I have to do everything that I've been doing with the kids and with the house and all of that. And I have to go back to working all of those hours come August, whatever it would be, 10th. And so I would start frying ground beef up the second week of July. I would go to the grocery store and I would get 20 pounds of ground beef or 30 pounds of ground beef. And I'd start, browning it and putting it in Ziploc bags and putting it in the freezer so that when the school year started, I could grab it for tacos. I could grab it for spaghetti. It was just one little thing that made my life easier. But I'm just curious because I feel like that is I just feel like this profession can so easily own us as teachers. And I feel like we really have trouble during the school year managing everything else that we're responsible for. And then you take COVID and you put additionally the fact that you're trying to figure out how to do your live lessons for your classroom. You're trying to figure out how to do virtual lessons for those that are doing virtual. You're trying to figure out how to meet your special needs students, their IEPs. Like, you combine that with what was already a really stressful profession, and you can see why teachers are feeling tremendous anxiety, I guess, and uncertainty about going back into the school year. And so one of the things, and I'm kind of looking here, Jennifer said, I feel like that was ours for sure. Kara says, amen, uncertainty. Yeah, phew, exactly. So guess what? I went live in my Facebook group last week, and I introduced the Happy Academy to teachers, because one of the things that I do in my happiness coaching business is we go in and work with schools on employee well-being, but I also now go into like the corporate world, like hospitals and insurance agencies and leadership, county leadership committees. And we work on, this should be live. It should be live. I think it is. Yeah. We work on well-being. And so why is well-being and happiness coaching and positive psychology all coming to the forefront? Well, that's because that we've been fed a formula about what makes us happy. We've been fed a formula that is not true. So the old formula was this, right? Which is what we all still kind of live out. If you want to be happy, go to college and get a degree, and hopefully you choose something where you make a lot of money. And then when you get that job, keep climbing the ladder and getting promoted and making more money so that eventually you can, buy the big house and have the nice car and, all of these things. And so like, once you do all of these things, then on the other side of that is happiness. Well, what we actually know straight out of Harvard University, straight out of the University of Pennsylvania, is that formula is absolutely wrong. That formula leaves you completely out of balance. That formula leaves you depleted. It leaves you without energy. It shuts down your creativity in your brain. And what the new research says, which is why we get called in to do so much of this work, is that actually the formula needs to be happiness first, so happiness and well-being first. And what we know is that when we can get your happiness and well-being raised to a certain point, that it then begins to change every single business, organization, and school outcome. Because when your brain's at positive, you are able to come up with creative solutions. When your brain is at positive, you are able to create self-care routines. When your brain is at positive, you're able to learn how to love yourself enough to know that you count in the middle of all of this rat race. When you get your brain at positive, we know we can see a 31% increase in productivity levels, a 31% increase in productivity levels when your brain is at positive versus negative, neutral, or stressed. We know that we can see an increase of 37% in cells when we, like if you're in cells, right? When we get your brains at positive. And so Sean Aker is one of the people that I've learned from. Oprah's had him on many times. He wrote Before Happiness and The Happiness Advantage. And Sean does what I do, but even on a bigger level. He goes into the Fortune 500 companies and has a total concentration on employee well-being. So this is why I came up with the Happy Academy for teachers. Now, I will tell you, we are going to create a Happy Academy for healthcare workers. We're going to create a Happy Academy for lots of other businesses, because we know that this is now something that people are asking for. But I am such not a rule follower, you guys. And so I wasn't supposed to announce like the opening of the Happy Academy until tomorrow. And like last week, I'm in my Facebook group and I'm like, hey, we have the Happy Academy. And I start telling everybody the details of it. And then my team was like, Kim, we have not even opened the cart yet for the Happy Academy. Like, we don't have everything set up. Like, you can't be taking people into this yet because you only have 40 spots that you're reserving. But that's just like me. Like, I just get super excited. And so I launch things and then my team is like, what the heck are you doing? So for those of you who are watching, I'm going to be doing little teeny tiny happiness tips this week for educators. But then I'm also going to tell you about the Happy Academy. I'll be talking a little bit about that. That actually goes to our email list tomorrow morning, because we have about 400 people who have said, as soon as you launch the Happy Academy and you open it up, I want you to let me know. And so the Happy Academy is basically a 10-month program for teachers so that I can support their mental and emotional well-being throughout the school year. So we actually are selling this to districts who are wanting to purchase it for all of their employees, but I'm also opening up one cohort that is just for individual teachers and that want to join, okay? And so what it is every single month there is a theme. And I'm not going to go through all the months on here, but like the first month is going to be all about happiness. And so I will be teaching 2 teeny tiny lessons, because the other thing that I believe that in order for people to make changes in their life, that you can't overwhelm them with too many things to do. So I basically mapped out a 10-month program, and every month has a theme. So August is on happiness. September is all about self-care and learning to love yourself. October is all about relationships, creating exceptional marriages, creating exceptional partnerships, creating relationships within the school. And so every month has a theme. And so I'm going to release 2 teeny tiny videos where I'm going to teach you one little habit that's going to move the needle in your life. And so what I know from coaching women now, because I've now been coaching women in my programs for 2 years, I know that in order to get results, you need a coach who is walking you through the framework or the system. And so with the Happy Academy, you will get a 10-month support program, but you also are going to get a workbook that we've created so that you can actually do the work on yourself, right? Because the things that I'm going to be teaching you are things that you need to be able to kind of reflect on and see how you can start applying them to your life, because that's how we make you accountable. And then we're going to have 8 group coaching calls where I'm going to come together once a month and strategically coach you on that month's topic. So, I will be talking a little bit about that each week, but I will tell you that the doors open for that. They've already opened because I accidentally just like let it out last week. And my team, like I said, was like, Kim, this doesn't launch till tomorrow, your email list. Remember, you have 400 people who have asked to receive that email when you open the Happy Academy, and we're only doing 40 spots for the Happy Academy. And now you've just told everybody in your She Finds Joy Facebook group about it before you launched it on the email. And I was like, oh shoot, I forgot that the cart doesn't open until Monday morning. And we already have some people who saw last week's video, and they are already signed up. So, oh my, isn't that an interesting comment? Well, we'll be deleting that for the Mr. Who's on here. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and block that person because that is stupid what that person just said in the comment section. Sorry, there's some we have a hacker now who's in here commenting silly stuff. So anywho, what I'm going to do is I will tell you that the Happy Academy is less than a McDonald's meal for your family every month. My intense 90-day coaching program, I'm not going to lie, it's a 5K program. It's a high dollar program. We get high end results. And it's a much more intense program. But the Happy Academy for teachers, it's going to be normally $79 a month. But for this week, we're going to do the early bird special, and it's $37.50 a month for 10 months. So if you're interested, I'll go ahead and drop the link in here. Like I said, we're only opening 40 spots up. We're only opening 10 spots to districts, and we're only opening 40 spots for the individual cohort, because I want to really be able to support you and really help you begin to create a life that feels good to you, even when you're in this very stressful profession. And so I picked 10 topics that I felt like were super relevant to teachers so that they can actually, I always say this, right? That the profession can easily own us. And so what I want you to do is take your power back as a teacher. I want you to begin to own the profession again. And so that's going to be one of the goals that we'll be working on in the 10-month program. While I'm on here, I'm just checking to see if anybody has, do you guys want to see Luna again? Come here, Luna. Luna. Oh, she only knows Spanish. So the only Spanish Hola, Luna. Come here. Hola, Luna. Hola. Hola, Luna. Come here. I see Paige was on here, and Paige, I know you want to see Luna, so hold on. Come here, Luna. Luna. Come here. Come here, little girl. Come here and say hi. For those of you who weren't on at the beginning, here's our little princess. Oh, her so cute. Say, Luna makes me happy. Luna makes me happy. Oh, goodness, her gives her mommy so many kisses. Her gives her mommy so many kisses every day. Are you going to make special appearances during the Happy Academy? Are you, girl? Look at her, you guys. Look at our little baby girl. She's our little Mexican princess. Her is. Yeah. She's a sweet little baby. Come here. Okay, so I'll drop the link to the Happy Academy in here for those of you who are interested in it. We have that pricing going on. I think it's just till Friday of this next week, and then it goes up. And then again, we also, we're only holding 40 spots, and I already sold some last week. So we're only holding 40 spots for the individual cohort. And like I said, we do have some districts who are purchasing it for their entire staff. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Because we can, we realize and think that social and emotional learning is going to be a really important piece going forward, not just for the teachers, but also for the students. Because the other thing you get is you get access to over 50 pre-made lessons that are based on social and emotional learning for students. So that's part of this as well. So, okay, well, we are, oh, cool. Jennifer says we got a pup over quarantine and it was much needed. Aww. You guys know I have the biggest heart for animals ever. So, okay, I'll be back tomorrow night talking more about educator well-being. Mwah.